As the president contests the results, he and his attorneys are taking their concerns to the court system. News 13's Brady Calhoun spoke with Florida's lawmakers about the lawsuits and the path forward.
While it seems clear that Joe Biden won the presidential election, Florida's Republican lawmakers are not ready to concede.
We need to count all legal ballots. We need to investigate all frauds, and let's be realistic. It's not science fiction to believe that some people might be cheating in this regard.
Representative Neil Dunn said no one should be shocked that the election is being litigated. That's happened nearly every time in the last 20 years.
I think we find a certain level of mishandled ballots, however you want to characterize them. Will we find enough ballots to change the outcome? I rather doubt it, frankly.
Scott said he understands this situation real well, since Democrats wouldn't accept his victory over then Senator Bill Nelson 2 years ago.
Well, I think we have to just go through the process. Remember what happened to me 2 years ago. I won by 54,000 votes. The election was called that night. Chuck Schumer sent a lawyer down the next day and said, I don't care what the votes are. We're going to win this through the court system. So my Democrat opponent didn't care what the votes are. And so I went through 2 recounts, multiple lawsuits, and we ultimately won.
He added that his story shows some inherent problems.
The Democrats are hypocrites here. Let's have the same standard. Let's have laws that are enforced to apply to everybody. Let's make sure there's no fraud. So your vote never gets diluted.
One bright spot was how quickly and efficiently Florida handled the election.
Florida was a shining star nationally in the way they handled their election this year. An hour and a half after the polls are closed, where Florida stood.
And both men committed to working with Democrats while also condemning much of the Democrat agenda.
Well, I'm always hopeful to be able to work with Democrats. People like Chuck Schumer and Dick Durbin, they won't even say hi to me. So it makes it pretty difficult to work together with somebody. The problem is the Democrats have a real liberal agenda. And it's not good for this country.
Dunn said the two parties do work together more often than people realize.
We can find lots of areas to agree. We can't find as many as we would like sometimes. And certainly we're not here to talk about moving towards a socialist system. So that's where the Republicans are going to be intransigent.
In Panama City, Brady Calhoun, News 13, Panhandle Strong.
Florida's Chief Financial Officer Jimmy Patronis says there is more than 14